Wow.
Right.
Alex confuses romance and murder.
What sweets have you got there?
To go. I've got the Haribo Farmyard Friends.
Oh,
It's a mega pack, 350 grams.
Oh boy.
You see, Haribo, this is the kind of coverage you could be getting if you were sponsoring our podcast. Tens of people could hear this.
And it would only cost you tens of thousands.
And it would only cost you some money.
Oh, what are these?
Well,
They are. I'm glad you asked me that, Alan. They are Haribo Farmyard Friends.
No way!
Available in a mega pack of 350 grams.
Oh.
Seriously, Haribo. Get in touch. Hello and welcome to the D20 Future Show. I am, as always, your host and GM Richard. We've had a bit of a break, but we are back. So, previously on the D20 Future Show. As you kind of swing for him, he actually just punches you in the face and does 2 points of non-lethal damage.
I'm unconscious.
You immediately fall unconscious. Yeah, so you actually manage to drop your gun as you try and draw it, and he starts laughing. Yes. Mike was a Yatnar spy. Says you're a bloody Yatnar spy. I'm going to kill you now unless you march yourself into those cells. And Mike drops his face. The game is up. He knows he's been caught. As Robin taps away, he can see that there's a recorded conversation on the device. He powers it up and he hears Mike's voice saying, "Come in, El Tigre. Come in, El Tigre. This is Nighthawk. Mike says, sending you now the location of the Althea base. DMC scans have ignored it because it's air and not titanium, but the scan looks like it's intact. Chances are there's intact artifacts there." So, the team have found an ancient Althea base. Will they find out what's there? Well, let's find out on the next episode of the D20 Future Show. The four of you have been, in a shock move, you've been summoned into Robin's office. Oh. He has been through very much the full gamut of emotions about the four of you, but you did, one way or the other, solve the murder mystery you'd been asked to.
I think he's starting to like us.
Robin has decoded the message. So you've heard the decoded message from the Althea mech, and it provides a grid reference for the likely location of this Althea base. Look, he says, I know you'll want to check this out. I don't have to be thrilled about it, but if there is some clue as to what the hell the Yatnar pirates are actually after, it might help us get them off our backs. So go, find out what is there, and report back.
Are you guys going to be okay without our presence here?
Yes, I'll be fine.
Maggie. What? Wink. Roll a d20.
Is that one? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a d20. Triangles, that's the way you can tell.
I think you've still succeeded, though.
Steve's rolled a 2 with diplomacy 15. Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be fine. If we need you, we'll call. We have our security grid. I think I've started to be able to work out how it works now. After all, I mean, I know you've had a few years of training, but you managed to work it out pretty quickly. So I'll have a go. And we're pretty sure that actually where the Yatnar forces will be at this grid reference. So you guys should definitely go tooled up, and I'm ready to take them on.
Great. Is there any extra equipment you can provide us with?
That's very much Henry's department. He's the boss. The security contractor.
Is there any equipment that we can take?
Yes.
Great. Right, we'll crack on then.
Oh, good. Brilliant. I'm glad, Henry, you've managed to settle in and sort out some supplies for me. Just let me know when you can return the plasma pistols.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So, you want to take the plasma pistols this time, then?
Yeah, we do.
You do. Okay. Well, that's fine. Just remember, they come out of my budget, so don't break them. Bring them back. Thank you. All right, off you go.
We go.
Fantastic.
So the four of you head down to the mech bay. Alison's waiting for you. You guys going on another adventure?
Oh, yeah, we are.
Excellent. Where are you going?
Althea base.
Wait, there's an Althea base on near Villiers?
Yeah, apparently. We've discovered one.
Oh, right. Well, take some photos. Let me know what it looks like.
You don't want to come with us?
I'd love to, but I've got stuff I really need to be doing here. There's been a problem on the main line, and I don't want to bore you guys with the details, but yeah, if I could, I would. Are you taking that drone?
Mm-hmm.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
fair
Buddy's
enough.
coming too.
Buddy's I love Buddy.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. All right, well, you guys be safe. Henry, I think there should be room for the drone inside your cockpit.
Good. Okay.
Alison opens the mech bay door, you jump inside your mecha, and you start to head towards the coordinates. All right, let's have some D20s for initiative. Tim, you're up.
Hey, I will move 4 inches because that is my mobility
Which
Yep.
one are you? You're that one.
toward the.
Tape measure.
All right, so your mech strides forward.
For audio purposes,
So-
Alad is currently doing the robot.
And you stride forward, yeah, let's say confidently towards the gap in the cliff.
I'm going to do a similar thing.
All right.
I'm going to do a similar thing and move 4 inches towards the... I have lots of agility, so I can move slightly more than 45
So
degrees.
you could
as
do
well.
a 360 turn and then just move forward.
Are you suggesting that he does a boy band spin?
You're really getting the hang of these.
Whilst I
controls,
really want to. No,
Same.
I'm just going to move towards Tim's mech a little bit more, maybe.
There?
There.
Hide
All right.
behind it.
Hide behind him is my idea, yes.
All right. Bravery. I like it. And Steve.
Oh, I get to go, do I?
Yes, in the Jolly Green Giant, which
I can move-
it turns out is purple.
You can
do you
roll.
mean
You can roll. We can all move 4. You can move 7.
What?
I know.
So what does that mean? I can move
You
7
can move
inches?
up to 7 inches. You can move to the front of this.
Please do.
How foolish am I?
Patrol, convoy, and you'd like to spend an action
Dancing.
evading?
I don't know what I'm evading, but yes, let us evade.
Give me a D20 roll
Probably not.
with a spot skill.
Probably not. 9.
Yeah, you have no reason to believe there's anything going on, that's fine.
Yeah, we're all still
I shouldn't have rolled that.
We're all
should
still
I?
evading.
Well, you're the one who... never
Oh
mind.
no, that one's okay. No, that would have been okay, wouldn't it?
12.
12. Plus 3.
Okay, so you can see there is some slight disruption. You can actually see the path you're walking has been walked before, quite recently, by what looks like more than one mecha.
Okay, guys, it looks like there might have been some mecha movement around here.
I thought you said it was fine.
So, well, it is fine. It's just that there might be people here that we might bump into.
Nice people.
I'm not making any promises, but we will be fine.
Don't you just love that Jolly Green Giant?
The purple blur in the distance.
Yeah, is Steve just colourblind? Is that how it is?
I don't know. Where
I'm
you
not
went?
lying. I can't say that they'll be friendly, but we will be.
Friendly. Yeah, friendly. Yeah.
A mech
Oh, friend.
jumps out around the corner, boom, and just
Please.
It's so funny.
no, you don't have the same comms. He just pops out and opens up with an anti-mecha rifle.
That'd been the best thing ever.
Oh.
Ooh, which hits.
Who?
I mean, it hit the front one. So, Steve.
No, there's plenty of
So-
other options.
So that is a critical hit. It does 7 points of damage. Critical damage, so straight through your armour. You take 7 points of damage.
I take 7 points.
You
of
take
damage.
7 points of damage.
Oh. Is that more of an impact on
Wait,
you?
aren't you dead, like, already?
Almost.
Isn't that how your hit points work?
No.
Yeah, he hasn't got loads of them.
That's terrible.
Is everything still okay, Steve?
Everything is fine.
Okay, good.
Ian, it's your go.
Stop the bleeding.
From here?
Please.
I'm gonna try and run into line of sight of this guy. Turn and shoot.
So
Hit.
close.
7, so that is a hit with mark off the round fired, obviously.
And destroys them, right? Right?
4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. You see the round strike against the chest of the mech. You see it takes some damage. The round falls to the ground. The mech swings. His targeting system comes up towards you. So you see it start to jink around, attempting to kind of move away from your target lock, and it fires at you. So you take
I think Richard's cheating.
No, he ambushed us, so he wouldn't.
no damage whatsoever.
I guess I fire at him.
All right. Let's have a D20. That's the face of a man who didn't roll a very small number.
That's a critical hit.
Natural one is a critical hit. Look, he says. Combat is the other way round.
Yeah, I was with you for a second.
All right. With your anti-mecha rifle, was that?
Yes.
All right. Roll a D8, whatever it is.
You have rolled incredibly poorly today. You've got two ones and a two.
Incredibly well today.
Yeah.
That makes up for all of your bad rolls.
1.
1.
I'm just rolling ones.
Okay.
Left, right, and centre.
3 ones and a two.
That's good.
You see see your anti-mecha rifle round strikes his arm, and you see what looks very much like another anti-mecha rifle just drop straight off the mecha onto the floor with a clang. Woo! Having been very much focused on Ian, suddenly his attention is brought right back onto you as he raises the other arm up to point directly at you. What would you like to do with your second action?
Well,
You could shoot at him with your laser.
I shoot him with my laser.
All right.
Yes.
Let's have a D20.
More shooting. More shooting.
Decisiveness.
2.
Oh,
2. Another critical hit. Roll a D6.
So you've rolled
Melted
2
other arm.
1s and 2 2s today.
3 ones and 2 twos.
Yeah, you should stick to mecha combat and not to persuading people of anything.
2.
2. All right.
Is that 3 twos?
You see your laser round strikes his other arm. So he turns around, he raises the laser arm up at you, you shoot it off. It just falls off at the shoulder and drops to the floor. And the mecha turns back again. And looks just, I mean, you can't actually see the look of just fury on the pilot's face. But you kind of know it's there.
I tell you guys, it's going to be fine.
It is. So you're no longer evading anybody. It is Tim's go.
I snap his arms off.
Great. I'm gonna
Pick him up and slap.
I'm gonna move in front of Steve's mech.
Okay. It's going to move forward.
Try and block him.
Is it 4 inches?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. And with your second action,
I will fire my laser at this guy.
fire your laser at him. Go
Fire
for it.
my laser.
That's a 2, so I'm
That's a
guessing that's
critical hit. All right. D6 damage.
Oh, I'm glad this passed backwards.
That's a 5.
5. All right. So the laser just strikes straight into the cockpit. You see it strike the cockpit, and you see the weapon wash a kind of wave of heat over the pilot. You can't see the scream of agony or hear it, but again, you kind of suspect it might be there. Henry, it's your go.
Can I just shoot?
I think you're going to have to
Alright.
move so you've got a line of sight to him because you're now
Use your
shooting
left
through
arm.
2 other mecha.
Use your left arm.
So I'm
I
going
don't
to make.
think I've got line of
Oh,
sight.
sorry, left arm.
I'm just with the way it works, you're going to have to just move forward a little bit, and then you can have a second action where you can open up at him, at this brave, if possibly ultimately dead man. You've long suspected that there's just a bunch of other frauds who have somehow got tricked into being on the Yatnar team. You may well be facing him.
Such a bunch of clueless people fighting each other.
Oh, it's so good that these are low numbers.
Because
I've
you've
got
rolled
a 3.
You rolled a 3. I'm going to say that's a critical as well. D8. I'm assuming you were shooting with your anti-mecha rifle.
Yes, I was. Yes.
D8 damage.
I should have said that first.
You really,
6.
you really should have said
Well,
that
that's just another
first.
D8.
All right.
Fancy little number.
You see the round going fat straight through the cockpit,
Oh,
and you can see where the pilot should be, and what actually now is the back of the round.
what?
You've
Okay.
clearly killed the pilot. He is obviously dead. The mech stops any kind of evasion and just stops moving.
You were right, Steve. It was all right.
Yeah,
We were fine.
it's all
Not a problem.
Not for him, it isn't.
No, well,
It's-
well, yeah.
Clearly not his turn. What with him
Not his
being
day.
no.
It's just.
Is his mech still standing?
His mech is still standing. It has taken a certain amount of punishment. It is Ian's go.
I'm going to move forward and.
I'd like to get involved, guys.
Yeah.
Join us. It's
We got
weather's
the-
great over here.
It is Steve's go.
Hey! I
Charge forward,
charge forward. I clamber through the gap that's there, and
Are your legs not?
Do we think that's a wise decision considering Richard's reaction then?
I'm already like.
I'm sure we shouldn't be playing off the edge.
Yeah, that's metagaming. He said he's going to do it, so I insist that you now do it. How many hit points do you have left?
Not many. 17. Should I go left or right?
Your left.
Yeah. All right.
I am going to point out again that it's probably best if we stick fairly together.
Good call. Oh, I don't know about that.
Hey.
As Steve's mech moves through the narrow passage, he sees on either side of him large war mecha, one of whom you recognise from the last
I can
time.
only do that and I can't turn because I've
Base
moved my
was
maximum movement, right?
Correct. As Tim comes through the valley, he also sees the two mecha. He spins to turn one, raises his anti-mecha rifle, and shoots. So that is a critical hit.
Yes. One.
One. You see the round strike the housing where the missile pack used to be, and you see it take a small amount of damage. It is Henry's go. Please help.
My thing is, I can't get through. I can't get anywhere.
No, the gap is sort of blocked.
If I knock this one over / blow it up, can I then just go through
Yeah,
it?
if you want to walk up to it and give it a kick, then yeah,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
do that.
Can I not just shoot?
You can shoot at it, yeah.
Because obviously, coming here just makes me vulnerable to attack. It's
Yeah.
not going to help me. It's not going to help
Okay.
these guys. It's just going to put me in danger. Sorry.
Well, it is by potentially drawing fire from Steve, who is
Almost dead.
almost dead,
It's just, no. 'Cause
and also has a lot less armor than your mech.
I'm going to shoot at the dead one.
With
I'm going to do
That's not the problem.
the laser because I just want to knock it down.
Okay.
I'm not bothered about damage really. I just want to knock it down. 6.
Okay, that is.
That'll be a
Gonna,
hit.
yeah, it's gonna be. I think we'll call that a critical hit. You're gonna do D6 damage.
Okay, I won't do a D8 then. That's okay. Ugh, 1.
One. Okay, so you see it strike the housing where his rifle used to be.
No,
It takes a small amount of damage. Do you want to also shoot at it with your anti-mecha rifle?
Yeah, to make it useful. I got a 1.
You got a 1. That is a critical hit.
We are on fire with these rolls.
D8 damage.
I'm gonna use the colourful one.
There's a lot of crits going on.
And I got an 8 as well.
You did 8
That
points
was-
of damage.
That's-
I
So
couldn't
this
have done
time,
any better.
you see the round strike all the way through. It just travels straight through the cockpit, and you see it's obviously hit something quite important. The whole mech starts to quake just a little bit. It seems to be just about staying up, but you're not quite sure why, because there's not much left of the
I'm really
central
because
housing.
I've been playing XCOM recently. I'm worried about the Andromedan thing. There's a thing in XCOM 2 where if you kill a unit, it's a robotic unit with a pilot. You kill it, it comes back to life. It effectively has 2
I'm
lives.
pretty sure we're playing D20 Future.
I know,
Not
but
XCOM.
I know, but Richard is a horrible person and would do something like that.
I mean, I hadn't even thought of that, so
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
going to do that.
It's
Don't
honestly
give him
the worst
ideas.
unit in
Thanks.
XCOM 2. It's the worst.
It is the blue
Thanks
mechs
for
go.
spoiling XCOM 2.
No, I'm evading.
You're evading, alright.
You can't see me.
You see on your display screen just a red warning light with letters you don't understand because you don't speak Yatnar. You don't read Yatnar. And
Ian, there's some letters that. Let me just. Hold on.
Describe them to me.
There's some funny angle thing that's got this swirl curve and. Help!
That means warning. Someone's locked onto you.
Oh!
Is it in bright flashing red?
Yeah!
Yeah. Warning, someone's locked onto you.
How do I turn off? How do I turn it off?
so
do
you
you see the little green button in the corner?
Yes.
Yeah, that one turns all the warning lights off.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's. Oh,
okay, the warning
there we
display in your mech switches off, and you see the bright muzzle flash of the laser weapon firing.
go. What's that?
14, that is a hit.
It's not.
I think it is.
I think it is.
I'm. Yeah,
You take, what's your armour?
Not much, 2.
2. You take 6 points, 4 points of damage. 4 points
that
of
bad.
damage.
Well, it's less bad, but it's still bad.
It's still pretty bad.
And the blue mech starts to do its own evasive manoeuvres, but it also fires at Tim
What?
With a
with
weapon.
the other laser.
It gets
It's
2
got
shots
2.
and an evade. I still have dibs on this. I want this really badly.
I'm hoping it's going to
Okay,
be on
so
one piece by the end of this.
I want it
Yeah,
to be
ideally you're going to arrange for it to be completely intact.
Yeah.
That's the system.
We basically
So-
just want to destroy the cockpit, guys.
So
Who's
it
this?
does
I can take it.
5 points of damage.
That will just go straight to my
Cockpit.
cockpit.
So you also take 5 points of damage. 5
Five,
points of damage to both
so-
the mech
Oh,
and to you
I take
personally.
3 damage though. Because
Correct,
of my
because
You
of
didn't
your
say there was any personal
hardness.
damage.
Alright, that was the blue mech's go. The green mech is just about standing, but not much else is going on. It is Ian's go.
I am going to run forward because I don't think there's anything that I can do. I'm not going to get in range of anyone, am I?
You can move 7, can't you?
You
No,
can
four.
deal with
Oh,
the
that's
unsightly
you.
green
That's
mech that's in the
Probably get
way.
rid of him.
I'm going to move forward 4, and I'm going to shoot at that green mech that's in the way with my laser.
Don't let the Andromedan come back to life.
It's not XCOM.
Not yet.
And
Oh,
I get a
this
critical hit.
Okay,
There
with
really isn't a question about
It's a
that.
1.
with a D6.
Does it have a cockpit left, Richard? We've hit it about 4 times.
It was only 1 damage.
It's still
All
standing,
right,
but there's just this
so
giant hole
it,
in the
uh,
middle.
If this was not a mecha combat, we would all be dead by now.
Oh yeah.
It-
Just like to point
it-
that out.
You just see it just fall apart. It falls over.
You did a lot of damage to it.
You
last
did.
turn.
You did. That was the important one. That one. One hit point.
Yes, pretty much the only thing. I'm just working out which bits of it are still functioning.
Not bothered.
Not many.
The blue one's the important one. also, I'd like to point out it looks amazing.
It,
That
yeah.
looks
It,
so cool.
I really like look at this one actually. This one's really
oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah. Sorry, Ian's had a go, so it's that mech's go.
Oh.
You see it raise the only weapon mounted on it, which is a laser. You see it level at Steve's mech.
No. I'm evading still.
You are evading. There is a pause. As you can see, it's obviously using something to try and bypass your evasion and lock on with
We
its
haven't got any
targeting.
warning things on, have we? So you don't know that.
Yeah, but you don't know
You don't know
that
what's
because
going on.
you've deactivated the warning
Blissfully
system.
ignorant. I think that's the.
Steve, have you deactivated your warning signals? Because that's really not a good idea.
Deactivated what?
13.
I
red
14.
flashing
I
lights.
don't understand any of this.
15,
There are no
16,
warning lights.
Did you press the green
16.
button that I told you about?
Oh.
Yeah, you told me to press it.
No, I said that would
It was
deactivate the
really
warning
quiet.
lights.
It was nice, peaceful.
The laser strikes.
It might get even more peaceful in a minute.
Ooh, what's system 4?
That's his cockpit.
The laser strikes the cockpit.
Ow.
It takes 4 points of damage.
Does it not go through to him?
You also take 4 points of damage.
Ow.
Oh, thank goodness you haven't got like a dungeon crawl with loads of enemies coming up straight after this.
Spoilers. I knew that anyway.
Okay.
Oh, that poor dog.
What did I say?
I think the owners just like leave it alone every day because it just barks non-stop.
Huh?
You
The
know
barking dog
the
that may or may
D20
not
feature
be
show
on the
dog.
podcast.
I've just been shot in the cockpit. I don't give a damn about the dog.
You said it's fine. Is it fine?
It was
We can
fine.
just be buddy.
Yeah, why not?
Like, I mean, he's in my cockpit, right?
He is in your cockpit, yes.
Well, shut him up and turn him off.
He's-
It is Steve's go.
I
Bring it away.
I'd try and move over here maybe so that you're not inside of that one and you're only fighting one of them.
It's not necessarily immediately obvious from the figures, but this is a much bigger mech than that. That's
Yeah.
smaller
Not
and
against
has
that.
much more limited. It doesn't look as deadly.
I beg to differ. Comparing the model sizes, I am quite clearly the smallest of all of us.
Okay, it's very similar to you in size and class, but you seem to be slightly heavier armed.
I'm gonna buy you a load of mecha models.
I have more. I just grabbed the one box, but
I'm
buy you loads.
not
awesome.
doing quite so well at the moment. Like one more hit and I might possibly be dead.
Can you use
I
your
reckon you've got
turn
2 more minutes
to
in.
administer healing to yourself?
I don't think it'll matter. As in, like,
Can you like
No,
double
you can't.
evade?
You can't treat yourself. You are. What you've done is you've rushed forward and served as a very good canary.
You're welcome.
I said not to do this.
Yeah, but I'm not going to listen to you. You told me to turn off my warning systems, and I know what's happening.
Well, to be fair, it did get quieter
No,
in your
you
cockpit
asked me
It
to.
was quite blissful for the few seconds of silence that I had.
before the laser struck.
Before there was a hole in my cockpit, which now there's just whistling of wind around there.
Oh, that's not good.
I spend all my action points.
That's not how action points work. Until you remind that they exist, given that what you really need to do is hurt this. In fact,
Okay, I move as Ian recommended to here and turn a bit, so I've still got a fight action, haven't I? So I'm
you do. You have a second action,
I
so you're not
move-
going to evade.
in such a way that I'm out of the way of him.
Yep.
I'm facing him.
Yep.
I spend an action point.
In fact, sorry, I've not been reading this right. That's actually a smaller mecha than you. I know the figure doesn't look smaller, but it's actually smaller.
I look down from my
From your
lowly
but
stature.
very stable stature.
Not well.
If you were stood straight, you'd be taller than it.
Yeah, that's it. It's because of how far apart the mecha's legs are. And you
I spend
open fire with.
the anti-mecha rifle because
Alright.
it is a mecha and this is what I want to go with.
Okay,
And
yep.
not too anti.
Let's have a D20. Do you want to spend an action point?
Yes, please.
All right. Give me an action point token.
One or two? Can
Just
I?
the one. You can only use one.
Four?
So you're going to roll a D20. I'll roll your D3 for you.
All 20 of them, please. 2. Yes.
2. So that is a critical hit because I rolled a 3. So that's a minus
Minus
1.
1.
You got minus 1. So that's
Super
a
critical
critical hit. You're going to roll a D6 and do D8 and do D8 points of damage.
8d8.
What? No, sorry.
8d8?
No, there are weapons that do that kind of thing. You have not found one yet.
Okay. 8?
You do 8 points of damage. So that is, you see your laser beam strike the cockpit. You almost swear to yourself you can hear the scream of pain.
What have you done, Steve?
You hear that, guys?
What have you done? You terrible person. Just kill somebody.
You see it. You see bits of the mech start to be on fire and fall off. You've achieved obviously a serious hit there. It is
The end.
Tim's go.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So, I would like to shoot both of my weapons
Yeah.
at this
At
this
the-
mech that we encountered before.
Yes,
Can I use an action point for each weapon?
you
Or
can. Yeah,
is
that's two actions, 2 action points.
There you
There we go.
go.
All right.
Beast of a mech. 2 action points. What?
He's using one,
Two.
so he's shooting twice.
Oh,
For
okay.
each one, he's using an action
I was
point.
like, hey, hold on. We've just had.
And that would be 2.
2 points of damage. You see it strike the mecha's armour, and you don't think it made much impression.
Uh-oh.
And then you roll another d20 for the antimecha rifle.
Oh, that's a 16, but action point.
Action point, so it's a 14, so it's going to be a miss because you don't have the bonus for the accuracy. So you fire, the round passes over the right shoulder of the mech.
Cross that off.
You start to see the warning lights flash up.
Press the green button. Press the green button, Tim.
I
Really
Go
don't.
away.
I don't
Really
press,
don't.
I
As you
don't press the
feel
green button.
the targeting systems lock onto your mech. Tim, it's your go.
Again, nice.
Sorry, Henry, it's your go, he says, not reading just from the list and starting with the top because that'll be a stupid thing to do.
Can I move and shoot?
Yes,
Can I do that then?
yes.
You've stolen the tape measure again?
I have told them. I really should bring more than
Stolen
one.
the tape measure.
I have told them the stake measure.
I can see if there's one in my car and later.
Okay, well,
Oh, Richard could just.
I'm
stop
going to need a
stealing
comfort
the
break
tape
at some point, but I thought we'd finish this combat first. We could do a break for comfort crisps and you could get a second tape measure.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no point because you won't need any more tape measures after this combat.
Oh.
Unless there's a mech combat later.
Hey! Is that going to be in?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to put meself in harm's way like that, you can. Oh, sorry,
That was more
that's
than
Henry.
4 inches.
That was a bit more than 4 inches.
That's way more.
Oh, you
than
literally
4
have a
inches.
tape measure.
You moved him back further than you moved.
There?
Yeah.
4 inches is there.
Oh yeah, just put me next
Yeah.
to Tim. Yeah,
All right, and which mech do you wish to turn to face?
the blue
It's
one.
there, that's where I put it.
Yeah, because I can't really turn around.
You're really going to need to move out of the way next round so that I can get in.
Ah, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. Action point to hit.
You're going to spend an action point.
Because I really badly want to hit the cockpit. I don't want to kill this one. I don't want it.
All right, you're going to roll a d20,
If I can find it.
and we'll work it out.
And I got an
this serene sort of
You got an
taking
8.
turn.
With the
That
laser.
is going to be a critical hit. D6 critical points of damage.
4.
Range band
4. Roll a D10.
That's that one. Woo. I got a 9.
You got a 9. You see the power plant explode.
No!
Bits start raining everywhere. The cockpit flies up in the air.
What did you expect?
You actually see the pilot's look of horror as first the cockpit falls and then he does. There is a blinding flash of an explosion and there is nothing left of the mech.
Aww.
I did just punch myself in the face. I'd like to point that out.
What? In
Just that.
Just because you wanted to salvage the mech.
that so badly. Ow.
Well, maybe you should.
My head hurts.
Oh, you're alright.
No, I really don't.
Do you need some ice or something?
I'm okay.
You'll be alright.
I'm not that hard.
Okay. Looks like a immovable force against the not an irresistible force against the unmovable object thing.
Just punch
Oh,
myself
right.
in the head.
As the frenzy of battle calms down, you scan around and you can see no other sign of any other mecha.
Great.
So I'm going to tidy away all of these.
How are you doing, Steve?
I told you, we'll be fine.
We're fine.
Good call.
Are you
And
fine?
in many ways you are.
I'm hurting a little inside.
Just inside.
Just inside.
Outside, you fine?
Outside, I'm on 5 HP.
What's what is this HP?
Sauce.
What's he talking about?
I've got 5 bottles of sauce lined up in my cockpit, and
I've lost 17 of them.
I had 17 to begin with.
16 to begin with.
6. Oh, sorry to bring that sour point.
Ah,
You only had 16 bottles of HP brown sauce.
yes. We're now down to 5.
HP, if you want to sponsor us.
Other brands of sauce are available until such time as we're sponsored by them. Danny's sauce.
Please.
You make your way in your mechs cautiously towards the entrance. At which point,
Yeah, I don't know where.
so as you move further into, as this valley turns slowly into what looks like an enormous cavern, you see a large entranceway. When I say large, obviously too small for your mech, but what appears to be a semi-lit, has been uncovered by some of the mining, large metal entranceway. What's inside the ancient Althea base? Is it the cool new mech that Henry craves? Is it all the archaeological finds that Ian hopes for? Or perhaps more likely, the danger that Steve is afraid of? Well, you'll have to find out on the next episode of the D20 Future Show. It's just one of the products that was available
Because
from
it's
Tesco's. Every little helps.
We'll get there.
Seriously, anyone, we could do with a sponsor.
Please sponsor us.
Please. I don't want to have a real job. Actually, we're going to need someone like AstraZeneca to sponsor us if we're going to afford to quit our jobs. Lockheed Martin. It could be your weapons that these mechs are using. Or Hecker and Koch. We're not proud.
Get them to fight off over it.